Scott White is here from the Ranching Heritage Center. And coming up, we've got Candlelight at the Ranch, but you recently, I guess this week, had gone to Roscoe Wilson to have Thanksgiving dinner with your child.
Yes, it was a wonderful experience.
Now,
had the nice turkey and dressing,
yes,
cranberry sauce.
Was it good?
It was good. It was. I don't remember when I was in school cafeteria food being that good, but it was.
I know.
It was good. I ate most of it.
Lubbock Cooper put out a pretty good turkey and dressing dinner, I must say.
So anyway, the holidays are on us.
They are.
And for the past 13 years, you've done this Candlelight at the Ranch thing.
Well, I've been there. The Candlelight has actually gone on this is its 37th year.
Wow.
That was my first introduction to working there, was walking into a Candlelight at the Ranch. This goes on, it goes 2 nights. This year it's December 11th and 12th. Admission, we let people in between 6 and 9. There will be people in the park after 9, but it takes a while to get through it. We're averaging about 7,000 people a year over those 2 nights. We've had upwards of more than that on certain, during different years, depending on the weather. But with that 7,000 visitors, that's about 260,000 people that have gone through it in the last 37 years. So it's really popular. The park fills up. We've got the walkways are lined with luminarias. We have 3,500 luminarias that line the pathway. There's we have 150 volunteers that come in and work it. What happens on this is we open up some of the historic houses. We'll have people in period costume doing Christmas activities in the houses. You can go by and see what people would do in that time period. Each house is a different time period. The scenes run a span of 170 years. It goes from 1780 to 1950, and so you get a little glimpse of pieces of history during there. There's a number of things going on this year that we wanted to highlight. One of them is the Texas Tech Ranch horse and rodeo teams, and the HX chuck wagons are going to bring a cowboy camp scene to life.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty neat. And then they'll have also in the schoolhouse, first grade teacher Sandra Wimberly are going to do a schoolhouse scene there, and she's been participating in Candlelight since 1981. So this has become such a tradition for people. Our volunteers come back each year, and then we have everybody's kind of a part of their Christmas celebration to come out to Candlelight, and it's a big deal for us. It changes the whole atmosphere out at the ranch, and it's really nice.
It's a nice little snapshot of the past.
It is. It's a good deal. This year, and as last year, we are sponsored by our friends at Citibank. We always want to make sure they get mentioned. They've been very generous in helping us, and are very supportive of Candlelight each year, and we really appreciate their help. But
now, is this something that people can come with their families and just kind of tour at their own pace?
Yes, the admission is free, and you have to get in line, to get in, and the line gets kind of long sometimes. But the admission's free. You come in, you can go at your own pace. There's not any real pressure, except we like to have you leave sometime
eventually.
Now the only
make
thing,
room for other people to come in.
The only thing that there is pressure for is we have Santa there for the kids to come visit with, but Santa leaves at 9:30 each night. He doesn't stay. So
he's busy.
He's busy. So at 9:30 he's done. So if you want to see Santa, you have to get in line so that you can be there before 9:30.
So how does this work? When people are in line for Santa, do you walk up and pin something on the back of a certain person that says, I am the last one in line?
Well, we kind of have to judge it. You see how long the line is and how long it takes to get through there. We try to get everybody in, but this year we're actually going to go have certain places in the park to remind people that if they want their kids to see Santa, that they need to go now, because it does take it takes probably at least 30 minutes to get through the line, and that's kind of an average to get to see him. And we don't want anybody to miss him, but Santa can only do so much and has to leave.
Yeah. Those
So,
reindeer have to be fed.
He's only one old fat guy.
That's right. And it just, it's hard on him. And I admire him for doing this, but we do have to give him some.
So where is Santa at the Ranching Heritage Center?
Santa will be in the, and it's called our cash gallery. We have 6 wagons in there right now, but we're going to move those out and set up an area for Santa and have a line coming in to visit with him, and then a line, then we'll go out. And it's close to our main entrance, but people won't be coming in that way. That's where you go out. You come in on the east side through the double gates. And
so he'll be indoors.
He'll be indoors. Yeah.
Okay.
Santa gets enough outdoors.
Yeah, he does.
As it is, so we put him indoors.
Having to get back in that sleigh and travel, in the outdoors, that's tough.
It is tough.
Okay, what are the dates again for Candlelight?
December 11th and 12th. It's Friday and Saturday night. It's usually chilly. I think I've been to one where it was kind of balmy weather, which made it kind of odd, but the rest of the time it's chilly or just downright cold, so make sure you bring a coat and dress warmly, prepare to stand in line. Now we have also partway done, you can pick up at the 4 Sixes barn, which is on the route. You can pick up hot cider, apple cider, and hot chocolate, and have it for sale there. And then inside the building, you can get water at our store and things like that. But
okay. Well, the Ranching Heritage Center is usually just a beautiful place, and especially at Christmas time.
It is, and when you walk in, it's really nice to kind of go out into the park before everybody comes, because you get to see all the walkways lit up and everything. It's really pretty. It's a nice time of year to be out there.
Yeah, it's a great family thing to do.
Yeah. Hey, Scott, thanks for coming
Handicapped accessible as well.
Yes.
Yes. So
this is the 37th annual.
37th.
Okay, and just kind of curious, because in conversation when you come in, people are talking about it everywhere, and you can't get around it. But what's your view on some of the stuff that's happening, like with the refugees and the crisis? We were talking about the Terror magazine earlier.
Well, we talked about that a little bit. I feel sorry for those people. I don't know how to handle it. I'm glad I'm not the one making the decisions. But the Terrorist magazine was interesting, because it's interesting to me that a terrorist organization is organized enough to have a magazine, because that takes a lot of work to do.
And it's a slick magazine too.
It just seems
well done.
Well, I'm just kind of wondering if it's like, if they do promos, it's like This Week in Terror Weekly.
That's right. Or do they have advertisers or something? I don't know.
Yeah, really, they sell ads. Ugh.
It's interesting. It's an interesting time not necessarily to be over there, but it's an interesting time to watch this, to see it happen. I don't know. I have no idea how this should work out or anything. I don't know enough to know the entire picture of this. So
man, I don't know if anybody.
When you start
really
looking
knows.
at the entire picture of who this enemy is and what they believe and what their goals are, that gets really interesting.
It does.
Because then we're dealing with end times, end of the world, Armageddon kind of stuff, which is what their goal is.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I think we have to be careful, and other countries have to be careful that we don't fall into their plan, their overall plan of what they want. Mm-hmm. And their overall plan includes wanting the West to come over there and fight them on Syrian soil. That's what they want. Are we going to give it to them? To listen to some presidential candidates, they're ready to go over and do that.
Don't know.
I'm not so sure that, it's just the West that's going to be fighting over there. I mean, obviously,
the West and its allies is what they're going for.
But France and Russia are really kind of on the front of that, as opposed to we're just kind of behind all that lip.
And now China's joining the bandwagon, too, against ISIS after the killings of those two yesterday.
Okay, you can be darn sure that Chad Hasty's not going to have one lick of this on his show.
Right.
Anyway, it's 8:28. Thanks for coming in. Don't forget Candlelight at the Ranch coming up on December 11 and 12, right?
Right.
Thanks, man.